Is your job defining you and who you are? Hi, I'm Stacey Berger with Mastering Your Mindset. I came from the corporate world where I was inside a career for many, many years, and I had a title of general manager. And in many ways, that job defined who I was. If I was out for work or personal, that's really who I identified myself with being. And when that phase of my life came to an end, there was this period of time where it was, who am I? And are you in a similar position right now where your job really defines who you are? And maybe you're not as happy in that career as you once were, but you're feeling like this is all I know and this is who I am. And you're ready to really look for a new way to define yourself. First of all, know that you are so much more than your job. You're so much more than your career. This can happen inside relationships too. A lot of times when we're transitioning out of a relationship and we identify it as being somebody's spouse or the parent, and now we're wondering, okay, well, who am I inside of that? And it's so important to really honor that part of you that's getting curious. There's this longing or there's this discontent inside of what you're currently doing, and you want to redefine who you are. And so to first of all, give yourself credit for acknowledging that. And again, know that I am so much more than the work that I do. I'm so much more than being this specific role in my life. I'm really the spiritual being having a human experience. And if I could be and do and have anything, what would that look like? And there's probably times in your life, if you look back at what gave you life, what were you doing when you were really excited or really engaged with life? Start to remember those times when you were really lit up and you were the most happy. And that's a great place to start as you get curious about redefining who you are, the work that you want to do in the world. And if you didn't believe it was impossible, what would you be doing? So often, again, we look at the certain area of our life as really being, that's all I know. And if we're not careful, years and decades will go by and we haven't done the thing in our life that really gives us soul force. I am so grateful for the many years that I had under that title and the work that I got to do in the world. And I'm also so grateful that I gave myself permission to really ask that question, who am I? And how can I really give my gifts in a greater way? And that's led me to do the work that I'm doing today. But it first starts with really asking the question, what do I want? Where am I not happy? Giving yourself permission to acknowledge the part of you that's maybe no longer as excited about what you're doing as you once were. And then start exploring, start putting on those possibilities. If I didn't think it was impossible, then what would I do? If you really want to get clear about who you are and how you want to spend this next phase of your life, go ahead and sign up for the complimentary strategy session in the link below, and we'll talk about where you are, where you want to be, and the steps and the tools that can help you get there. Go ahead, comment below what's currently defining you, and maybe you're trying to escape that title, that boundary that you've put on yourself. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos on mastering your mindset, and go ahead and like us on Facebook. Here's to your success.